With regard to personal career development, sometimes it is our choice, and unfortunately, sometimes it's not. And when we are faced with a transition event where it's time for us to perhaps change the direction of our journey and consider going someplace else, it is often a good time to sit back and really assess what is it that makes us unique and different in the roles that we've had, and what is it that we're looking for going forward. Fortunately or unfortunately, very often we find ourselves in a situation where we only consider, I have to get that next job. I have to move forward because I have a family to take care of, I have bills to pay, and I've got to make the economics work for me, which is, without a doubt, extraordinarily important to all of us. However, the Cnesta approach is a little deeper than that, unlike other firms that may support you. Whether we support you or not, we highly recommend that you hold those firms and yourself accountable by taking a good introspective look in a very intrusive fashion to what is it about your personal product that makes you different, that can demonstrate a higher ROI for that next employer. Yes, get the resume done, get that LinkedIn profile updated, get interview prep ready for that next role. However, stop and think about, if you spend the time to really look in the mirror and say, who am I? What do I do differently? How do I make a difference in the organization? And why you should hire me? And really get through that in an iterative fashion. You will very quickly be able to identify what are the areas where you excel, what are the areas where you don't excel and perhaps need to develop. And in doing so, you will then have the opportunity before you're in front of an audience to answer those questions. Thereby, when you are in the interview scenario and that question comes up, you can turn that immediately into a strength because you're demonstrating you're a critical thinker, you're aware of what it takes to move on, and you're taking care of it. It's right in front of you, and you can make the difference for you as well as for them. We use in the Cnesta Group a series of assessments that focus not only on your key behavior, your emotional intelligence, also how you get things done. And we tie them all together as part of the process to get you ready for that continued journey in your career. The other aspect of that is not only will it get you ready for your career, but having that insight that is up to date, that is real time, will also help you look around at your personal relationships. So not only will you focus on the ROI from a business perspective, but you can also focus on how you can make a difference for you and your family and your friendships and everyone else within your network on an ongoing basis. So in order for it to be sustained and long-term benefit for you and everyone else, it's got to be real, it's got to be genuine, and it's got to be now. When considering workplace culture and any concern a leader may have or an employer may have about that culture and how the team or the members of the organization interacting, it's always good to sit back and focus on one thing initially. And that is, am I communicating effectively, honestly, openly, and in a very genuine fashion? Can my employees approach either myself as the entrepreneur running the organization, any member of the leadership team within that organization, in an open fashion, in such a manner where they recognize that their opinion is going to matter. They can ask the question and expect a genuine response. With regard to the team members, if you want to drive engagement, have open, genuine conversation with one another. It doesn't hurt to tell the truth. In fact, when you tell the truth, you never really have to remember what you said, right? So if you really want to have an open culture, you want to drive engagement, and you really want to drive that retention, bring everyone together, share all the data you have, share the concerns, share the high points and even the low points, and work together to make a difference going forward.